I'll never find her. And I could find my baby, but she's gone. And I said times what you gotta do for it. You just gotta find my life there for it. Doesn't matter what I gotta find, 'cause I just need some space in my life.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to episode 5, Beats and Music. Today we're going to be doing a Skype call with my man on Mars. So let's give him a ring. What's up, bro?
Hello.
How's it going, man?
Pretty good.
That's good. So today I wanted to talk about beats and music with you. My first question was, for some people who don't know, tell us about your music.
I would describe it as like electronic down tempo with like pads and all that fancy jazz, like light, slow tempo beats.
Nice.
Auto-tuned vocals usually, and maybe that guitar in there.
Nice. And when did you start making music?
I started 2017 in January.
Nice. And how has music been an outlet for you?
Emotionally, because usually when I'm like sad, like I'll just make like anything.
Right.
That comes to mind, which is like most of the songs that I made either came from like past experiences, like what I was saying, like in the current moment.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any goals with your music career that you'd like to accomplish?
I guess actually either like work in a studio or help with like a musical.
Right.
And like a theater and stuff.
Nice.
Just like with all like acting, like bridge and everything.
Right. Now, have you always wanted to be a music artist, or did you want a different career before you decided to go music?
I think it was actually like I wanted to do IT.
Yeah.
For like a bit.
Nice.
But like I started making music like around the time I was in tech school for that.
Nice.
And I failed my first semester in IT, and I was like, well, might as well just do music. So I've been doing that like ever since.
Nice.
Yeah, that was like 4 years ago at this point.
You've been making any music during this epidemic?
Some little things here and there. Nothing like full blown.
Yeah.
Like not like a full blown song or anything.
Yeah. For those of you who watch the show, Manonmarz here. He does the music for the intro for our show. So I'd like to thank you for that.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a really big accomplishment, and to have a musician on the show and to be a part of this. So we met because me and you were in a play together. You were in the play.
Yeah, Brand New Boise. Yeah.
Yeah, and I directed. How was being in that play? Was that your first time being in a play?
That was my second play, actually. Second play ever. Failure was the first one.
Nice.
That play was a very, I guess, like religious experience, if I could say.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of stuff happened like personally in my life that like I guess helped with like the character.
Right.
Which it became like too real by the end of it.
Right.
Like I literally was on stage like the first night. I was like, why is everybody else acting and I'm not? That's what it felt like.
Right. That raw emotion that actors get on stage, maybe it hits a little home because, like you said, experiences you have in your own life that can relate to the play that you're in. And, sometimes it's hard for actors or for anybody to, get out those emotions and be able to fully be one with them,
Mm-hmm.
Right. So do you have any songs you'd like to share right now on the podcast?
I guess I could email you one, if possible.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think the first track off the EP that's coming out.
What's your album called?
Well, the EP is called All to the Future, and it comes out on the 24th of April.
Nice. And is there any meaning behind your title that you'd like to share?
There's a song. I mean, it's that too. There's a beat that I made with a friend in college about last semester. That's called "All to the Future," and I just liked the way that it sounded.
Right.
I felt it just rolled off the tongue.
Right. And how many? Not to get too much into it, but how many songs do you plan on releasing?
It's 4 songs. Oh, for the EP, it's 4.
Nice. And this is on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud?
It's going to be everywhere.
Nice.
When it drops eventually.
That's...
But, yeah.
I'm really glad to hear that.
Yeah, I think, like, for about 5 months after the last album, Sleep Is All We Have, I couldn't, like, think. I was, like, I made, like, so many, like, little demos and ideas, and I'm like, I don't like the way any of these sound.
Right.
And I may do something with those, like, later on.
Right.
But, like, I think these 4 were actually, like, the first songs. Like, I made these 4, like, before I even went through the whole, like, period of, like, not knowing.
Right.
Like, what any of it was going to sound like. Because I was planning on doing, like, a whole album called Underneath the Stairs.
Right.
Which I may still do. I don't know.
So, the one you have coming out, this isn't your first album. How many albums do you have?
No. Oh, God. It's a lot. So I had 3 aliases, actually. One was called, the first one's Broken Lights. That was from January 2017 to June 2017.
Nice.
And then I started doing, like, sampling stuff in, like, Reaper, which is a DAW audio program, whatever.
Right.
And so that's called Electronic Service. That lasted for about from January to around June 2017 to around, like, September.
Right.
And then I was gonna actually go back to Broken Lights, like, acoustically and stuff, like, do acoustic stuff, but then I didn't. And so I was, like, thinking, I'm like, oh, what alias should I use? So I was like, I might as well use the one that, like, I always use, like, for everything, Manonmarz. So I just decided to go with that. And 2 years later, here we are with, oh my God, I'm gonna count. It's a lot of stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 EPs, soon to be 10, and 3 albums.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's just, that's just on that alias. Broken Lights, it was an EP, an album, and 2 EPs, and Electronic Service, it was an EP and an album. Then it's just miscellaneous stuff here and there. Right. But yeah, so it was a lot of stuff in, like, 2 years.
Right. And do you draw any, like, I don't know, inspiration from, like, the solar system or planets? Because because you're Manonmarz, and then I know other music artists and guitar players and rappers. They also, their aliases are something to do with planets. So is there something with that draws inspiration from that you can elaborate on?
Yeah, space was a heavy influence of Broken Lights.
Nice.
Like, because I would have songs called, like, Love Song for Voyager, Love Song for Sputnik, the Russian satellite thing with flying around. There's one called Cassini, but I didn't release that one.
Right.
I just sent you a link to send you an email. Awesome. The 2 songs all feature, and the first song, Melancholy Lullaby. But as it went later on, I kind of, like, I don't really, like, reference space so much. I kind of, like, it's just there in the back of my head, really.
Right.
Like Odyssey of the Night, which is a song that I put out 2 years ago, actually, in January.
Right.
Which I redid it for the second album, Fear Isn't Real, Neither's a Dart. That has, like, that's like probably the most, I guess, space sounding song that I have, I guess.
Right.
That I can think of. Then there's an EP called Space Bard, which the reason it's called that was because someone reviewed my first album, Melrose, back when that came out in 2017, and the guy was like, "Yeah, he sounds like a space bard," so I just went with that.
That's very interesting. Do you collaborate with any local artists, or are you any features on your tracks?
Not on my music, but I was featured on an album by a rapper called Frostbite.
Nice.
Who is local in, I think, Bluebell.
Nice.
And
Not too far.
On a song called Real Life.
Real Life.
And
like it.
Yeah. And how that came about was that it was actually my first time going to Central. Right. No, second. I think it's my second semester going to Central. And like I met this guy, like, and he was making music, and I was like, oh yeah, I make music too. And like, so I was like helping him like show himself and like FL and all that. And like, so he was like, yeah, make an album. And I was like, oh, okay, I can do it, but like, there's no way to be on it. So I think one day he was messing with this. No, he sent me, because I showed him some of my music, so he was like, oh, you can sing. I'm like, yeah. So he sent me, I guess, lyrics to sing.
Right.
And so it's like, it's just the chorus, it's like 4 like lines or whatever. So I did that, and then so I get back, I think that Monday or whatever. And since the beat was like just a sample, so he was like, I don't know what to do with it. So like, we literally sat there for like 2 hours, and like I started with like the pads in the beginning of the song this year, not the ones I sent you,
right?
But like those pads, and then we like, rebuilt like the entire song in like 2 hours.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you what kind of instruments do you play?
I've been playing guitar for 5 years and piano for 4.
For 4, nice.
Yeah, but I'm not that good on the piano. Guitar is like strum. Like
is it electric guitar or
acoustic? I have an electric, but I need to fix it. But I mostly just do it with acoustic.
Which do you prefer?
Acoustic. I like the feel of it, the sound.
Nice. Yeah, I know.
Sounds warm.
My stepdad, he's a drummer. I know a couple other drummers. I used to play the flute. In middle school. It's the only instrument I've ever played.
I played the flute for 1 lesson.
Nice.
And then I switched to clarinet for like 6 months.
Yeah, and like my one friend, he's a DJ, and I've been thinking about getting into the DJ field. I've been making some beats myself, some EDM stuff, some like hype beats. Not really anything with like words. But like, I think it would be a great experience. They get to travel, see things, put on shows, make people happy. And it's just music. Music gets everybody together, and music is harmony for the ears, and it's just a great outlet to listen to, record, enjoy, all that.
Yeah.
You know, who's your favorite music artist? Who do you?
Oh God.
Who's a role model for you?
If I have to guess, like the biggest influence in terms of just everything, would have to be a band called Nightbeds.
And what kind of music do they do?
It's like basically some, I can't describe it, like electronic R&B kind of, but like with, I don't know, like it's just like, I can't really like put into words like what it's just a vibe, I guess.
Right,
if that
speaks to you. Speaks to you.
Yeah, like their album, Ivy Wild, like that literally got me into making music, that album.
Right.
And like it's just like the way they just like form the songs and just all the little tiny details of like the music and stuff. It's just amazing.
What how long do you like to keep your songs at? Like, do you go like a minute, 3 minutes? Do you go beyond that?
I mean, it depends if I finish it or not.
What's your longest song you've ever recorded?
Oh, my longest song is called the longest song that's officially released is called After the Hangover. That's 12 minutes and 30 seconds.
Nice.
But the longest song I made, I think it was like 20 something minutes. But I had to split it in two.
Nice. Yeah, my girlfriend, she's making music right now, making some lyrics, and I was gonna make some beats for her to record on. You know, got this equipment, you know, might as well use it to some good use, you know. Any tips for her as an upcoming artist?
Just keep going.
Keep going.
Just put it out there, you know, however people react.
Right.
You know, just don't stop.
Yeah.
At least that's with me.
Yeah. That's a good motivation for anyone, you know, just don't stop. Keep going, you know.
Yeah.
Like I said on my last podcast, you know, you're going to get, especially acting, you know, you act just like me, and, you know, you're going to get 10 yeses. You're going to get 10 no's before you get that one yes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you just got to just keep going and fighting.
Yeah.
And, yeah. How are you doing quarantining right now? You staying safe?
The only time I go outside is to take my dog out and take the trash out.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, we stocked up on all the food and things we need, you know. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And, you know, and now I think it's good for me because now I can actually, like, record this stuff and sit down and edit it. And now I just got an interview on Monday for an at-home job, so, you know, I'll be able to work from home and, you know, record these podcasts. So, you know, it's trying to do the best I can in all this chaos, just like anybody else around the world, you know. Yeah. Do you have a top favorite song out there currently?
My favorite currently? The Weeknd's new album. Too Late. That song is.
Yeah, you cannot go wrong with The Weeknd.
Oh, man, that song, dude. Like, I heard, like, he put out a snippet of it. Right. Like, he put out a teaser for the album, like,
right.
I think a month ago. And it was, like, this 5-second snippet.
Yeah.
That was, like, all the way in the background, and I'm like, I need that song. And, like, I was live streaming, actually, when the album dropped. Like, I don't know if my reaction's still there, but, like, my reaction to when that song, like, when I heard it, I was like, oh, my God. Like,
right.
I must have played it on repeat like 10 times.
Right. Yeah, I think my favorite song out, it used to be Sucker by the Jonas Brothers. That used to be it. But now I fuck with the Box, you know, that song by Roddy Ricch. You know, that just, I saw this meme. And it was all these emojis, and it said, "This is how the Box by Roddy Ricch be having you," and it was right because like I be singing the intro.
I know.
And like the way I like music is like the beats. That's why I titled this episode that, because like if a beat hooks you, then you're into the song. You know, if like you're not really with the beat, then you know it's an indication you might not like the song. But you know. Sometimes if the beat isn't good and the song's good, you still might like it. But, you know, me personally, I like the beats. I think that's what, you know, makes a good song, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's the beat and the flow. Like, those two, like, I don't even care what they're talking about. Right. If it just sounds good, I'm like, yes.
Right. I'm into it. The mood, you know, setting. It's all, So, any upcoming... so, were you in a play currently at Monco?
Yeah, but it got canceled.
Right. Any news on that? Do you know when you guys will be getting back into rehearsing and stuff?
We can't because it's all online now.
Online.
And they want to, this semester we can't go inside anymore.
Wow.
So after the semester,
So the play is just canceled.
Yeah.
That is horrible.
I mean, to be honest, don't tell me what it says, but
you're on live. You're on live right now, so. So you might not want to say it.
Let me try and like make this as PC as possible. Where we were at with the play,
right?
I think we would have needed more time.
That's not bad.
I mean, yeah, but
You're not saying this was a good thing. You're not saying this was a good thing, but more time could have helped.
Like I was fully planning on like Monday, like this week,
Right.
like all that week, just working on the music.
Oh yeah.
Because it was gonna be live, so I was thinking about like going in there for like a week and just like jamming out like whatever. But we weren't able to do it because with the virus and everything.
Yeah, you might be doing performances with no audience like sports do. That'd be crazy.
WWE, yeah.
Right. And just because Mako's community room isn't that big, and the Bluebell one is big. So like, if they want to prevent a lot of people getting together, then the smartest thing would do when everything comes back into is do something not in front of people for the meantime,
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope everything works out and that makes a speedy comeback,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing next semester. Like, if this thing is still like going around and stuff, like, how's that gonna be?
Right. Well, Manonmarz, thank you for coming on the episode today. It was really great talking to you. Where can the viewers find you?
Yeah. Where can they find me?
Yeah.
On Twitter at Manonmarz, MANONMARZ. Instagram at Only Black Kid in School. Yes, that's the actual thing.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, Spotify, Manonmarz with capital M but lowercase z. SoundCloud, Manonmarz. YouTube, Twitch. It's all the same. You'll find it. Just type it and you'll find it.
Just type it in and you'll find it. Thank you very much for coming on the show. Thank you for all the viewers. Thank you for subscribing. You can follow the show at What's Going On People Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. You can also follow me at Derek Calvin 35 at Instagram. You can email the show at What's Going On People podcast1@gmail.com for any topics, merchandise, and anything you'd like to hear on the show. Thank you, and this was episode 5 brought to you by What's Going On People. Bye, guys.